What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Miles of Horror, the only channel that's gonna make you scream. Your channel for all things horror, physical media, cult, indie cinema, and all that good stuff. So, if you would be so kind as to hit that like button, please subscribe to my channel. It costs you $0.
Gonna cost a lot of money. Let's see.
To hit that like button. So please, if you wouldn't mind, if you like what you see, and you like hanging out at Miles of Horror, hit that like button. So, let's get into today's topic because one thing I absolutely love about collecting VHS tapes, and I've been thinking a lot about this, and today it really kind of like just hit me how cool this is, and that is a claim sale. Okay, and if you are unfamiliar or if you're new to VHS collecting, or if you are not, or even if you're well versed in VHS collecting, whatever it is, a claim sale is the following. And it's such a unique thing, such a unique experience that is pretty common in the VHS world. It's not something that you see even in a DVD world or a Blu-ray community or a 4K community. It's really strictly a VHS thing. Now, it's not to say that there aren't some VHS claim sales that also have some DVD sales in them that does have some overlap or some Blu-ray and stuff. But typically, in my experiences, when there's a claim sale, it's most notably like a VHS thing. Like it's just, I guess, because there's such a surplus of tapes and not of all tapes, but I think people build up these collections, and there's a lot of like strict claim sale sellers out there that really just kind of specialize in this kind of thing. But anyway, a claim sale is usually on a either a Facebook group or a social media, an Instagram page or whatever. And what it is the seller will put up like tape after tape after tape. Every minute or so, every couple seconds, they'll put up a tape, and you can tune in. And your job is to, if you want a tape, you have to hit claim. You have to type in claim and be the first one to type it in. So it might look something like this. Okay, you might see like this on an Instagram, and the seller in this instance put it was $3 a tapes. You got Jeepers Creepers, Death Becomes Her, whatever the tapes are. And they usually put the price either in the comments or whatever. It's a big thing in a lot of the Facebook groups. This is an Instagram post, and if you are the first person to click to write claim in the comment, then the tape is yours, and you pay usually $5 for media shipping, and you get the tape. And so it's a great way. It's an really unique kind of sale and a great way to get physical media. And I want to touch you about, why it's such a unique and awesome thing. And one of the reasons why I enjoy collecting VHS so much. But this is why it kind of sparked my brain to do a video. There's also eBay, right? There are claim sales, and that's how I've gotten the majority of my tape through these claim sales or through friends or whatever. But eBay is also a thing, and I happen to love eBay. I think it's a great thing. I try not to do it often, but if there's a tape that I really want or need, and I feel like it's a good deal, I have no problem going to eBay. Like I think eBay is a great resource for collectors, if you can find those deals, or if there's like a tape you just can't find elsewhere. Because let's face it, some of these tapes, these older tapes, are near impossible to find. So I've been on the hunt for quite some time looking for 2005's House of Wax remake with Paris Hilton and Alicia Cuthbert. I fucking love this movie. Okay, I love it, and it is a very rare tape, and I'll tell you why. Okay, this movie was made in 2005. So, I mean, we're talking by 2007, 80% of American households had DVD players in them. So DVD got really prevalent in 2002, 2003. So VHS was really on the outs in 2005 when this came out in the theaters. And when it came to home video, probably, a year later, 2006, I mean, VHS was really on its way out. It was like almost a non-factor at that point. So it was a very limited run of VHS. And so it's a very rare tape. But what's really cool about it is you have that original artwork on there. You have the sweet ass wrap. I just absolutely love the artwork on it. And so it was made by Warner Bros., but it was a very limited run because DVDs were taken over. So I picked this up. I've been scouring and looking everywhere for this tape, and unfortunately, again, the reality of collecting VHS tapes that it's just it. There are things out there that are very hard to come by. This is one of them, and I couldn't get my hands on it, so I happened to see it on eBay for a pretty good deal. Okay, and I inquired with the seller. Okay, and I asked very specifically. I believe my exact words were, any mold or damage to the tape or case. I don't know what I said exactly. And they replied, no, the tape is in great condition, yada yada. Okay. Buy with confidence is what they said. So I got the tape. And again, Grail piece tape finally came today, and this is what I got. Okay. And I'll link it back to the claim sale in just a second. But this is what I got in the mail. Okay, and it was clear immediately from just the casing alone, this thing was caked. I mean, there was mold everywhere, and like it might not look so bad to you here. It was everywhere. It was in the casing. It was in the crevices. There was mold everywhere. Okay, and I mean, you can still see it here. I mean, it's all over. Um, it's not layered as badly as some other tapes I've had, but it was a pretty moderate case of mold. And so the tape came in today, and I messaged the guy and like, listen, I have the tools to fix it, so I'm I fixed it. It plays great, which is great, but that's not always the case. Sometimes you fix a tape and it doesn't always play so great because there's damage to it, yada yada. Or there's audio issues, whatever. And this is a newer tape, so it played great. I fixed it up and all that. And I messaged him, I was like, listen, here's the deal. Thankful I have the tools and the wherewithal to be able to fix this, but I specifically asked you about this question. You told me there was no issue, and they were overall pretty nice about it. I didn't want a refund. But that's what can happen on eBay, okay? And he doesn't accept refunds. He said on his page, I think he was willing to make an exception, but that's what you can expect on eBay. Okay. A lot of times people just sell this shit. They have no idea. I'm willing to bet this person didn't really know what mold was. And when I asked, they were just looking for like dirt. But they didn't know what that giant white spot on the tape was. But anyway, so when you're dealing with a claim sale, okay, and again, it's very prevalent in the Facebook groups. It's just so much fun. You're dealing with reputable sellers, okay, who know what mold is, and they're gonna give it to you straight most of the time if they know. And so there's a certain comfort in that, I think, in buying tapes off claim sales. So that's first and foremost. It's a really nice kind of comfort to grab tapes off claim sales, in my opinion. That's one reason why I love them. I mentioned before they're fun. It is like you're just hanging out, you're watching a movie. It is exponential fun to just sit and see what people are putting out there. I just love it, the thrill of it. It's like a really fun thing to have. And again, they don't really have these for Blu-rays and 4Ks and DVDs. So it's just a unique way to grab physical media. Like, you have like a Vinegar Syndrome Midnight Drop, and you have things that, like the Trick or Treat came out of nowhere, and you have certain things that happen like that, but for the most part, things are announced months in advance, and you know what's coming, and it's okay. Yeah, can't wait for this release. It's exciting, and I can't wait to add it to my collection. But it's coming, and it's there, and it's available, and as long as you don't wait on it, you'll be able to get pretty much anything. I know the Keep sold out in a couple hours, but if you were there at launch on the Keep, you got it. It's not like if you were there at launch, you didn't get it. Even if it sold out in a couple hours, you were able to get it. It's not very common that like a disc sells out that quick. But for VHS, it's like a very unique thing to be able to participate in, which is just a good time. Anyway, so what else, right? So next, in regard to claim sale, there's a level of discovery when it comes to these things, because I've discovered so many movies through claim sales that I didn't even know existed, or I did know exist at one point when I was a kid, and like I'm just seeing them again for the first time. So movies like My Teacher Ate My Homework, which I haven't watched yet, but it's on my immediate watch list. I might watch it tonight. Which is supposed to be awesome. It's like a kids horror movie. Or something like Scarecrow, which is a trilogy. Tony Todd's in the second one. It's just like a total fun, campy slasher. I did a full-on review of this, and I remember seeing this as a kid in the tape store, but like I don't remember. I mean, I know there's a Blu-ray out there, I believe. But it's not like something that's advertised anywhere. Like I'm not seeing like, oh, brand new 4K restoration of Scarecrow like in any of the boutique sites. I mean, it's just a movie that kind of flies under the radar, and so you're not really gonna know about it in many ways. So the claim sale kind of brought it back to my attention, and I grabbed it, and I've gotten the whole trilogy since. Or even a movie like Pinocchio's Revenge or Elves, right? Movies that have been stuck for quite some time. I know Elves has nothing, to my understanding. There's been no disc release of this. Um, and I believe Pinocchio's Revenge is the same story, but don't quote me on that. It might have a DVD. But anyway, these two, films that are just wonders. They are so awesome, and like you get that kind of discovery in these claim sales. Someone might put these up for sale. And it's like, oh, that looks cool. I want to check that out. So you discover these movies in that sense. Like you someone can put a tape up that you have no idea of. And it's like, you know what? That looks cool. That looks fun. That movie has Linda Blair in it. I'm going to check that out. And so it kind of brings you back to the tape store era a little bit in the sense that like there's a lot of discovery there. And again, I like to think of myself as someone who knows a lot of movies. There's always stuff you don't know. Okay. There's so much out there. As far as VHS tapes are concerned, it is outrageous how much is out there. All right. So next, another great thing about claim sales, is the pricing. Like I mentioned before, eBay and that eBay tends to be a little more pricey. Claim sales are usually the best price you're going to get for a VHS tape. Now, sometimes it's not, and some of the rare tapes go for a lot of money, but the reality is these are probably tapes you're just not going to find in the wild. You're just not, and maybe if you head out to like a VHS fest or something like that, you might find something, but I'm willing to bet the price is pretty comparable at something like that. So you're getting good deals in these claim sales. So especially like a lot of these guys, if you buy a lot, they'll cut you some deals, or if you know them, maybe they'll give it to you for a little cheaper. Whatever the case might be, but they are definitely good prices to be had. And the sellers cut deals, etc. And so, these guys are reputable sellers. But again, like at the end of the day, the bottom line in regards to this is that it is a super fun way to buy physical media. It's not just go on a website, click buy because you know it's coming out. It's a pre-order in 2 months. It's like ugh, I've been searching out this tape forever. I'm looking for it. Maybe it'll be on this claim sale, or oh, I didn't even, I didn't know I wanted that tape until right now. And it's just a lot of fun. So hit me up in the comments, guys. Let me know if you are down with something like this, a claim sale. If you have never heard of it before, it is a great way to get some of those tapes that you are missing. And I appreciate you guys hanging out. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll catch you on the flip. Peace.